Welcome to the second intermission. 32 Thoughts presented by GMC and the new Sierra AT4X. A lot to cover with Jeff, Marek, Elliotte, Friedman, beginning Elliotte in Northern California.
Yes, so in about an hour from now, Ron, San Jose and the New York Islanders will begin their warm-ups for their game on the West Coast. And it is Pride Night in San Jose, and one player who will not be partaking in the warm-ups or wearing the special jersey is James Reimer. Now, earlier today, Reimer held a media scrum and released a statement explaining his decision. And one thing I do think that is important here is that Reimer, the Sharks, and everybody involved announced this early. It wasn't a situation where warm-up began and we found out. And I think that's very important, I think, overall, to be honest with the message. Here's the Sharks' official statement. The key thing here also to know is that as it stands right now, Ron and Jeff, what we are expecting is that all the other Sharks will be participating in the warm-up and wearing the special Pride Night jersey. So that's the situation as it stands.
Yeah, it's a good point about them getting ahead of it and allowing us to look at those. And they're online if you want to read the entire releases by both Reimer and the San Jose Sharks. The Ottawa Senators sail to take it to a game you love, poker. I don't know if it's becoming a crazy game of poker, but there is a minimum amount, it appears, to be at the table, Elliotte.
Yes, there is. You know, the NHL announced this week that they were gone into the next phase of the Ottawa Senators sale, and there were reports that there is at least one bid, if not more, above $900 million. Now, there's no confirmation of this, but just talking to some people around it, there are people who believe that the top bid probably came in around $925. Now, the key here is that these are non-binding, and part of the next phase is the NHL and everybody involved going over the financing and seeing just, you know, how real everybody's financing is. But it's very clear, Ron, that if you weren't in and around that figure at the beginning, you better get into it now, because I do think there were some bidders who came in lower, some of them quite a bit lower, and I think what the NHL and the Senators and the group that's facilitating the sale have indicated that that number is going to be half to where you get to if you want to be a serious part of this ownership process.
Also this week at the meetings in Florida you covered, fighting has come up a number of ways, and Jeff, it came up in the Quebec Major Junior League with the announcement that they're going to ban fighting altogether.
Yeah, interesting development, Ron. And despite the fact that fighting is at a historic low right now in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League, as Ron mentions, the league mentioning this week that they plan to ban fighting starting next season. Now, over the past few years, there's been plenty of political pressure placed on the Quebec League. The provincial government kept a lot of teams afloat during a very challenging time during COVID. And the horse trading here is, we'll help you out, but we want fighting gone, and the QMJHL is planning to go along with that plan. We don't really have any details how this would work. Automatic suspensions for fights, who knows at this point. But one of the questions I think that we all have is, will the OHL and the Western Hockey League follow suit as well if/when the Quebec League goes through with this? I asked Ron Robinson that question today, the commissioner of the Western League. He said, we have no plans to change our fighting rules. They're hosting the Memorial Cup this year in Kamloops, so play under the regular fighting rules. Also, I asked OHL Commissioner Dave Branch, and he said, we haven't seen what the new rules are going to look like, so we can't contemplate right now. But I thought this was intriguing at the end. He talks about this will give us an opportunity, if the ban goes into effect, to see the effect on the game in general. Dave Branch has always tried to get out in front of the fighting debate. You know, we wonder about the Memorial Cup as well. Which rules will they be played under starting next season? Exchanged notes with Dan McKenzie, the president of the CHL, and he said he expects to hear what the QMJHL's plan is in the next coming weeks.
So in the NHL, we saw this crazy thing with Marc-Andre Fleury and Jordan Binnington. And again, maybe it's crazy. A lot of folks saying, well, why didn't they let them fight?
Well, first of all, the crowd was booing. Like, the people there, you could tell by the broadcasters, Darren Pang and such, they wanted to see it. I think a lot of people wanted to see it. I mean, Binnington's all but been calling for it for years now. And, you know, if you saw the Fleury mic'd up segment, he clearly wanted to go too. You know, I asked around, I asked some linesmen, you know, what they thought. Not the ones in this game, I should specify. But I'll tell you this, I think there were two key things Number one, they were goalies, and Minnesota's a playoff team. St. Louis is not. I think Fleury was injured in junior in a fight before, and I think there was real worry about what would happen if Fleury got hurt in a fight and Minnesota lost him for the playoffs. And I think the other thing, too, that was a very big factor is that both their masks were off. If you watch fighting now in the NHL, once a player loses his helmet, the linesmen really make moves to get in there. Nobody wants the visual of a player falling and hitting his head hard on the ice. I do think the mask being off of the goaltenders was a major factor in the linesmen stepping in and breaking it up, even though we all, I think, wanted to see it.
It was an excellent move to keep the guys safe, for sure.
One quick note on that. One official that I talked to, Ron, said they just want, because Binnington got a match, right, for hitting Hartman, they just wanted to get Binnington off the ice as quick as possible.
And that's good, because in the case of Tom Wilson and Panarin, Arturi Panarin, when you have a perpetrator of something earlier, you've got to really get that player out of the way, or this kind of thing can escalate. And for sure, on the safety measure, I thought it was a great thing. So, and the last way we discussed fighting this week, again, back to the meetings, is a fight after a clean hit necessary.
Yeah. Okay, so this came up at the general managers meetings, and there was one fight in specific that a lot of managers spent a lot of time discussing, and you know, the opinion was sort of split on it, trying to figure out where the instigator is. Now, this is going back to March 5th, Vegas and Montreal. Jonathan Kovacevic hits Paul Cotter, and then Alec Martinez, who's joining the play, engages with Kovacevic. Now, here's the question. Who's the instigator? Because Martinez approaches the blue line. He's joined the rush, but Kovacevic drops his gloves. Initially, the opinion was split on this one, and the upswing of all of it, Ron and Elliotte, is what the managers want is just the officials to be a little bit more finely tuned as to who's chasing who the instigator is, and which team deserves to go on the power play. You're an official. Would your call have been
as a
on that
referee,
one?
I say no instigator there. I think it's a good one for Kevin Bieksa for sure. But I mean, throwing the gloves first isn't the easiest way to determine, because the guy flying in could do a lot of damage.
You could argue he's just joining the rush.
Yeah, you could definitely argue that. But I would, you know, the code. As Kovacevic sees that happening, he knows what's coming next. For sure, with Trouba both times, he was ready, just so you don't get caught. Well, that's my theory on that. But I'm glad no instigator was called, and that was the call.
Offsetting majors.
Yeah, just offsetting majors, right. Okay, a couple of names. Tyler Kleven.
Yes, Tyler Kleven. Senators fans are wondering about this one. He was drafted 44th overall in 2020. North Dakota's season ended yesterday. I think we're going to know in the next 24 to 48 hours how this is going to play out. I think the biggest concern for Kleven is the youth and depth, very talented depth on Ottawa's blue line, affecting maybe his route and opportunity. But I think we're going to know soon.
Really quickly, we talked about Valtteri Puli, who is a 6'6" Finnish defenseman, and where he would sign. Winnipeg interested, Vancouver, Boston, etc. San Jose has signed him to a 2-year deal that should be announced soon. And Connor Bedard, the Regina Pats show, heads into Saskatoon tomorrow. 15,000 tickets, Ron and Elliotte, have been sold for this one. I don't know that they've come to watch the fighting.
And just want to congratulate just now UNB knew their opponent. It's U of A Golden Bears have defeated UPEI Panthers 4-1. So it'll be the Reds against the Golden Bears in the men's side of U Sports National Championships in PEI. Back in a moment.